Hello and welcome to the Morningstar series, Why Should I Invest With You? I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Simon Brazier, manager of the Investec UK Alpha Fund. Hi Simon.
Hi there, Emma.
So I'd like to talk about Brexit today. You have described yourself, or have been described, as a Eurosceptic, and yet you've also said it would be best for the UK if we stay in the EU. How do you square those two arguments?
Well, as anyone who's known me for a long time, I have been a Eurosceptic forever, really, and it's based on the fact that I struggle to see how the direction of travel for Europe is around political integration, but that requires economic integration, which I find quite difficult. That I don't believe on the longer term that the European entity can survive with one interest rate, one set of monetary policy across different countries that ultimately want their own sovereignty. And hence I have always said that I think that will be a struggle. Having said that, from a UK perspective, I look at it as a UK fund manager and what's best for my companies, which is therefore best for my clients. And it is clear to me that we're 43 years in now of us being part of the European Economic Area. The companies are very used to working within that environment. There are lots of positive benefits from that. And when I meet companies day to day, it's in two aspects. It's the regulatory aspect, which was they don't want to be in a position where they have to rewrite the rules, if you're an airline, if you're a bank, etc., and or they have access to capital across Europe, whether it's from a financial institution's point of view or whether you're a property company that gets inward investment. And the reality is that most companies are relatively happy where they are today, and they will see the frictional cost of leaving to be quite significant.
And from where we're sitting today, it's very difficult to make any kind of prediction. But whatever the outcome, we're now seeing quite a lot of market uncertainty because of it. And market uncertainty means market volatility, which I imagine for a UK investor is fantastic opportunities.
Yeah, it scares some people, but for us, I've always said we'll use short-term volatility, but to exploit long-term valuation. So we're not going to be sitting here trying to buy something and sell it in the next few months running up to June. What we'll do is if we see the opportunity to buy a company where, whether it's because of currency moves, whether it's because of the polls get very close and people are concerned around the outcome of the poll, if it means we get this short-term opportunity for a long-term valuation, then we will use that.
And where are you seeing those opportunities?
Good question. Look, there is a subset of companies that I think are unaffected. And these are the global companies, the likes of a Unilever, a Diageo, etc., who have always had to deal with this type of uncertainty. These companies have grown up in Africa and Asia and Latin America with devaluations, with crises, with military crises, etc. And so they're globally diversified and they're able to handle that within their business models. Where there is more uncertainty, definitely, is those companies that are more exposed to the UK and or Europe. And as I've said earlier, from a regulatory perspective, look at EasyJet. That is a company where they've been very explicit. They operate within Europe. They have free access to landing rights. They have free access to airspace. If an air slot comes up in Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, EasyJet have as much right to that as Air France. If we were to leave the EU, that would not be the case. And actually their biggest competitor, Ryanair, would still be part of the EU. And there's other companies, particularly the banks, for example. I mean, most European banks passport themselves into Europe, their ability to operate within the economic union through the UK. Even Deutsche Bank, I believe, passports itself through the UK. And so again, there would be a hiatus around their ability to undertake their business if we were to see that happen. And so those types of businesses, particularly that are focused on the regulatory side, it would be tricky.
Simon, thank you very much.
Not at all.
This is Emma Wall from Morningstar. Thank you for watching.